what's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the news of the day in terms of the New York Giants, as they have traded Kadarius Toney away to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've received a pretty good return, in my opinion. The Giants got a compensatory third-round pick as well as a sixth-round pick in this year's upcoming NFL draft, of course. So the Giants get a 3 and a 6 for Toney, who they drafted last season. Not this past draft, but the one before, and they spent a first-round pick on Toney, 20th overall after they traded back. So, they passed up on Slater, Parsons, who were both big-time needs at the time, but obviously they saw a lot of upside in Toney, and I did too. I really liked Kadarius Toney, and I want to start off by saying I wish Kadarius Toney nothing but the best with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's 23 years old. He's going into a perfect situation with KC. And a lot of Giants fans are going to look back at this trade. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to look back at this trade in a few years and say, what was Joe Schoen thinking? But they could not have. They couldn't have done anything about this. Kadarius Toney's trade value is at an all-time low right now, and the fact that Joe Schoen was able to get a third and a sixth for Kadarius Toney is ridiculous to begin with. Kadarius Toney is going to go into Kansas City and be the number one receiver, in my opinion. I think he's the most talented and the best wide receiver on KC. I think he's better than MVS. I think he's better than Juju. I think he's better than McCole Hardman. I think he's better than Sky Moore. Obviously he's not going to be the highest targeted guy. It's going to be Travis Kelce, but he's going to be the next Tyreek Hill. He's got that skill set. He's as quick as Tyreek Hill. He's got the moves that Tyreek Hill has. And Toney played in just 12 of the 24 games he hung around with the Giants, and in those 12 games he had 420 yards, and they all came last season. In those 10 games that he played last year, he had 39 catches on 57 targets for 420 yards. He did not have a touchdown, and you just saw flashes of brilliance from Toney. He was just really, really good. He had that one big game against the Dallas Cowboys last year where we really saw the potential from him. He had a ridiculous game before he punched out a guy and got kicked out of that game. But, up until that point, he had 189 yards, 10 catches on 13 targets for 189 yards. And that's when we really saw how explosive he was, and we saw the potential. Now, Kadarius Toney just couldn't stay on the field, and when the trade happened, he actually put out a tweet, and that tweet said, first off, I want to say this. When, a few weeks ago, I can't remember exactly when, but the Entertainment Talk in Sports, an awesome content creator, he's been on my channel. I really, really enjoy him. I've been on his channel a couple times. I really, really like the Entertainment Talk in Sports. You guys all definitely know who he is, but we talk every now and again. But he sent us, and by us I mean we have a group chat with a few content creators. He sent us, of course, when he tweeted about Kadarius Toney, he made a joke about him staying on, not being able to stay on the field, but at the same time in that tweet saying, I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he can stay healthy. I think he's really got some potential, blah, 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 whatever. But Kadarius Toney DM'd him. He went out of his way to DM him and say, hey, basically saying, calling him a dummy and, just not being able to handle the situation. He blocked Bad Dog Sports. You guys all probably know who that is. He blocked him on Twitter. So when the Entertainment Talking Sports sent that to me, it hasn't really left my head, because it's just, if you can't, take shit from a guy on Twitter, a content creator, how would you handle the New York media? And he did a terrible job of that. But, Toney did come out and say on Twitter when the trade happened, and I don't know if he was, if he was saying that, about the Entertainment Talking Sports, but he came out and said, let me look for it quickly. He came out and he was basically talking about his injury. I believe he might have taken it down, but he said something about he's not hurt. Basically, he said he's not hurt, and he doesn't tell useless and people that don't deserve to know. He doesn't tell them about he doesn't tell them about his injury situations and irrelevant people like you. That's basically what he said. But I don't think Kadarius Toney was hurt this whole time with that hamstring injury. I think he was. I think he was just really not wanting to play for the Giants. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Brian Daboll really wanted him playing anyway. I don't think, his attitude was good for this football team. And he also came out and said, "Chiefs Kingdom, baby. Thank you, God. Thank you, God." Basically saying thank God I'm off the Giants. But as much as Kadarius Toney and the Giants had controversy, I wish him nothing but the best. I still like him as a player. Like I said, I think Kadarius Toney will excel with this Pat Mahomes-led, Kansas City offense. I think he's going to be great. But, like I said, I wish him nothing but the best. I liked him as a player. He just was not made for New York. And I really like the Giants' return. I think that's going to make a lot of sense. It's going to be that third round pick is going to be right around 90 to 100, that range. So I think it's a good pick for him. You're obviously not going to get a first-round pick back for him unless he played and proved his value. But, I'm happy with what the Giants were able to get. I wish Kadarius Toney nothing but the best. I'm going to root for him over there in KC. He's going to do really well, and I think he's going to be a top 10, 15 wide receiver in the league. I think Mahomes is going to groom him into that good of a player. And I just want to say this about Kenny Golladay. A lot of people, I just wanted to touch on this quick. A lot of people don't really like Kenny Golladay, and I mean, how could you? He hasn't really been good with the Giants at all. He hasn't lived up to that contract, but I really feel for the guy. He injured himself trying to block. So at least he shows his competitiveness, and even when he had a little bit of attitude on the field, it's because he wasn't getting the ball, and that shows you that he wants to be utilized. He wants to be out there playing. He wants to contribute, and I really like and how classy he came out to the media and said he wants to be a part of this 6-1 team. He wants to get on the field after the bye, and he wants to help this team win. So props to Kenny Golladay. I really hope he can get on the field because I really like the guy. I think he's a really good player. Hopefully the Giants can get Kenny Golladay back on the field, and hopefully he's able to live up to that contract just a little bit and be back here next year and be a much-needed wide receiver that the New York Football Giants need. I think Kenny Golladay, when he's on the field, could be really good, and I think that he's still got some good football in him. I think he could be good. Let's hope he gets on the field, and I think he'll get on the field a week or two after the bye. So let's all hope for that. But guys, that is all I got in this video. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on the New York Giants trading Kadarius Toney to the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think about the return? I can't imagine people being upset about the return. Kadarius Toney was just not built for New York, and I wish him nothing but the best moving forward. You guys let me know all the good stuff down in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys on the next video. And as always, let's go Giants.